Random reviews. There's our first attempt at an intro song, so let's see if we stick with that or change it for next time. So yes, welcome to another random review. You'll see on the table here I've got two lovely Spyderco knives, UK legal Spyderco knives. We've got the UK PK in S110V, which is commonly seen as one of the best EDC knives you can get from Spyderco. And I've also got the Spyderco Urban. Again, this is really good. I don't know if you can see this scratch on here. I'm really annoyed at myself. I've managed to scratch it by trying to cut through some wet and dry paper. I don't know if you can even see it.
Is this sandpaper?
Yeah, I cut through some sandpaper like this. I rushed it. I should have just got some scissors. And I ended up cutting it with this, and I've got scratches down the blade, so at least it's kind of christened now, so I can just use that without worrying that might damage it. But in today's video we have a new Spyderco, and I wanted to put these on the table just to get an idea of a size comparison, because the new one
is tiny
and came from Amazon in this packet.
It's tiny
And comes in
a box.
This tiny box.
That's as small as anything.
This was very cute when we first saw this, wasn't it? When we
Yeah,
opened it.
it's so tiny.
Here's the box.
Open it, open it, open
So the box is smaller than the blade of the Urban, which is already quite a small knife. And inside, should be that way up, we have, you love this one, don't you?
Tiny.
The Spyderco Bug. And this knife is absolutely tiny.
It's not the size of a bug.
Isn't that cute?
And it looks like it's a good knife for a rat.
Good knife for a rat. And the main reason I bought this one is I found myself in a situation, and I don't know whether you guys would have been in this situation, where you go into a meeting or you're going somewhere in a rush, you put your wallet in one pocket and you put your car keys in the other pocket, and you forget to pick up one of your knives to take with you. And this is exactly what happened to me, and I turned up at the customer site, and the first thing we needed to do was cut some brown tape on a box which had some of our equipment in that we needed to open for the demonstration. And we ended up using like a screwdriver to try and cut through brown tape.
That's crazy.
And when you're there as a professional trying to show off your expensive equipment and you get a screwdriver out to cut some tape, I think you look like a bit of a wally. So I'm never going to be without a knife again, because with this knife, it's small enough to put on the keyring of my cars. So I'm going to be taking this on my car keys. So I'll never be without a knife. But this is tiny. Look at this.
And Daddy,
Yes, sweetheart.
can you close it and see if it's smaller or bigger than my thumb and pointy?
Come on then, let's have another size comparison then. So I'll close it. A nice snap. Go on, what do you want to show? Oh, you have to get on the camera. So, smaller than your thumb.
And I'm only 7.
You're only 7, and it's smaller than your thumb. So it is absolutely tiny, but this is plenty big enough for my standard task, the main task I use my EDC knives for, which is cutting brown paper, brown sticky tape on boxes. And that covers 90% of my tasks. So I think this is going to be very useful. I'm always going to have this with me, and I'm sure there'll be more than one occasion when I do not have any other knife because I've forgotten to take one with me, but this will always be there. So I've got a feeling this may be one of my best used knives. And I think there's that saying that goes that the best possible EDC knife is the one that you have on you. There's no point having a wonderful S110V UK penknife if it's at home and you're somewhere else trying to open a box. It's absolutely useless if that's the situation. So unless you can definitely carry it, it's no good. But if this is always going to be about my person, I think this is going to get lots of use. And it's been on my desk for about a week, and I've been itching to get it on my car keys, but I wanted to show you what it looked like new. Careful, sweetheart, it's open. Yeah, I wanted to show you what it looks like new before it gets scratches. Are you pointing at the little spider logo?
Mm-mm.
What?
Dots.
This, that's so you can put it on your car keys, which is really clever, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to put that in my car keys and I'm going to report back in terms of how often I use that, but I think it's going to be quite a lot. So it's a little 2-finger grip, and that actually feels quite secure in the hand. It's a little bit wider than I thought it would be. You can really get a nice grip on that. It's got the little thumb choil. This little thumb hole here is decorative. You couldn't use that for one-hand opening on this.
Definitely.
You can't get hold of the knife to do it, and it's a bit too stiff. On something like the UK PK, it's a great addition, but what you have to be able to do is to pinch the knife between your hand and your fingers on the other side so that you can actually get the leverage to open it up, which is a great design. I love that design on the UK PK. But yeah, there you go. I wanted to share that with you. There are a couple of bigger versions of this. There's the grasshopper and the honeybee, I think it's called.
Honeybee and grasshopper?
Yeah, but I think for my purposes, I think this will be fantastic. So, thought I'd share that with you. These are available on Amazon. They're quite cheap at the moment. They're about £13 delivered on Amazon Prime. Normally they're about £20 on Heine Haynes and other places. So if you fancy a cheap Spyderco Bug, this might be a good time to get one. But there's the bug, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, YouTube. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.